Hey family, I'm back. I did a video yesterday called Take Me to Church, and I talked a little bit about your personal connection to the divine and how to, well, first of all, acknowledge it, know it's there, and then how to take your power back and make that connection on your own. So I just gave you some tips on how to do that. I told you to pause after that video and really try to connect, even if just for 5 minutes, to see if, well, not to see if, to really, in a way, prove to you that you have your own connection to the divine. So if you didn't see that video, go back and look at it. It's just some truth for you, and I think it'll help. I truly do. And another thing I talked about in that message is the gift of children, and how they are truly gifts from the divine to our souls here on the 3D, and they should be treated as such. They're beautiful, and in their innocence and their unknowing. Of course, there's things that we can teach them on this realm that will help keep them safe. But really, the root of that message was, it's not only are they a gift, but they're meant to explore things as God intended, and not necessarily be so structured and being told what things are. They should be able to use their imaginations and imagine what things are, because what we imagine, we have the ability to create. So we really don't want to, we don't want to put them in a box early in age. We really want them to expand their minds whenever possible. But those are just thoughts in my head that I wanted to get out there. So maybe it'll touch somebody who agrees with me and, has, I don't know, a vision on how it should be, how education really could transform into something different. I don't know. It's not anything against school and curriculum. I think a lot of teachers, even realize that, there's opportunities to change how we educate children and how we bring them up and show them the world, right? We just want to show it to them. We don't want to tell it to them. So anyway, that's just my last message. So I don't want to go too much into that, but so the topic was channeled to me, was given to me technically yesterday, but it kind of came true to, I didn't understand it yesterday, of course, but today it kind of came to fruition. Just it manifested, I guess, in my life, just so I could see it. But it was entitled, I was going to entitle it Dirty Laundry. And then lo and behold, I'm doing somebody's dirty laundry today, which I'm not saying anything about the activity itself. I offered to do it. So, but it just, it kind of channeled a different message to me, because I've become aware of something that's happening to me personally, but I'm going to transmute that into, I don't want to say a lesson. I am not necessarily your teacher. I'm here to guide you, if you want it. But I'm going to transmute what's been happening to me. I'm going to take something negative. I'm going to turn it to something positive. I'm going to take something that's negatively being done to me, and I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to say, hey, look, this is what I'm learning from this. This is what I've learned in the past from the situation. I'm going to just tell you some really, deep truths that are summarized and that can help you maybe through your personal situation, because it's important. It's really important, and it's about taking our power back. And so again, yesterday I talked a little bit about, your direct connection to the divine, and to give that direct connection away to anyone, any organization, like any, a preacher or a priest. Although they may have their own direct connection, we're all supposed to have our own direct connection, and that's important. So we need to first and foremost realize that. But there's things that get in our way along our paths that really do cloud our ability to connect to the divine. And it's because, first and foremost, in order to fully realize your connection with the divine, this is going to sound very cliche, but you have to have full and true love for yourself, and you're for yourself first before any other. Doesn't matter. So if you're currently in a relationship and you're happy and it's balanced, you did it, right? You've you found your ideal partner, and you've worked through your shadow work, and you don't have any issues. And to you people, I say congratulations. But in order to really to be the best versions of ourselves and to connect with divine fully and be fully in our power, again, there's things that get in our way. So that brings today's topic, which is dirty laundry, right? So I relate that, and what it came to me as is shame, right? So the shame is something, it's very, very powerful. And it's very, very it's very personal to me, because it's something that's controlled my life, my entire life. And it very well may be doing the same in yours. And I'd almost guarantee it, because we all carry shame. We all carry it, but for different reasons, right? So dirty laundry. So what I'm going to use against those who are perceivably, they think they're using my dirty laundry against me. They're not, because God said no. God said no. He said the devil is trying to use your dirty laundry against you. And what you're going to do is you're just going to air your own dirty laundry, but you're going to wash it first. You're not going to hang out your shitty underwear and your dirty t-shirt. You're going to wash your laundry, and then you're going to hang it out for everybody to see. So, anyway. So what's brought me here are my struggles. And I think I said this on the video yesterday. In order to even ascend, like you have to have experienced something, right? You have to have experienced immense, maybe grief, heartache, abandonment, abuse. There's so many things that we all experience that really bring us into the darkness. And we know this, right? It just brings you to really dark places. It keeps you in a really dark mindset, and it makes you seek out therapy and medication and all these things. But why? Why do they do that? Like, why do we feel these ways? Why do we descend so deep? Shame. So I'm going to use myself as an example. I have struggled with alcohol addiction. I don't want to say all my adult life, because I didn't start drinking heavily until I was about 28. I'm now 43. From 28 until 43, I struggled with my addiction. So when I say 43, I've been sober now, like 100% sober now since December 5th of 2022. And that's the truth. Okay, that's the last time I picked up. It was a beer, if you want to be exact. It was one beer, but nonetheless, it was the last drink I took. That's my truth. And now that I've found my connection to the divine, I'm going to be honest. My soul, I don't want to drink. It doesn't matter what kind of situation I'm in, what stress I'm under. I don't even think about it. I have given up that addiction to the divine, and he's taken it. He's like, okay, you want me to take it? Perfect. I don't want you to have this. And now that you're connected to me, I'll take it from you if that's what you want. And I do. Because my life's purpose does not involve drinking alcohol. And moving forward without that, I'm not worried about picking up a glass of champagne in celebration. I'm never going to go back to where I was. Okay, so, but understand, I fell down more times than more times than I can count. I relapsed more times than I can count. And when I relapsed, I was in almost like a coma. So I lost jobs, I lost friends, I lost my home, I lost my car. I lost partners, which brought heartache. Addiction doesn't just bring like physical ailment, which it did to me. I was really sick for a long time, but it makes your life literally shatter apart, okay? So what I want to tell you, whether or not you're sober, okay? If you are sober, congratulations. Stay there, please. And stay there for yourself. You have nothing to prove to anyone. Nobody. Don't do it for anybody. Don't do it for a relationship. Don't do it for a job. Don't do it for your mom. Do it because you want to do it. That's it. If you can't truly say that's why you're sober today, is because you want to do it, then just know that you're going to pick up another drink, okay? Or the drug, your drug of choice. We all have a drug of choice, right? And it doesn't matter what it is. One's not better than the other. They're all bad, right? So anything that, and you know what's bad for you. I'm not going to sit here and list out the drugs that you can and can't do. Look, I'm not. It's stupid, because they're all bad for us. Okay, so when I say all, here's the truth part, right? So I do smoke pot, right? It is legal in the state that I live in, right? Recreationally, and I do partake in it, and I do enjoy it, and that's my truth. And I don't hide from it. I'm not going to hide from it. And people look down on that. I know they do, or they judge me for it. But I consulted with the Most High on this. Okay, so this is my connection to the divine, and this is the answer I got. So you search for your own answer. If you're unsure, I told you this yesterday, ask God. Okay, I did ask God, and for a while I was abstinent from pot because I didn't want to be, in my mind, I didn't want to be punished, or I didn't want to fall off my path. And I got a very clear sign that what's been asked of me is, it wasn't abstinence, it was consistency, right? So he asked that I consistently show up every day and I do my job as I'm being asked to. And as long as pot doesn't interfere with what I need to do, it doesn't care. Pot's not harmful. It's of the earth. It's a plant, right? So you have to think about it that way too. So outside of that, I mean, there are psychedelics which do have some healing properties. So I'm not going to throw psychedelics under the bus. Anything synthetic, acid, not so good, right? Because that's man-made. But mushrooms, a psychedelic, those have healing properties. Those can be used for therapy. It's proven. Whether or not modern science and medicine wants to accept that, that's the truth. So there's the truth from the divine, okay? So I'm not saying go shroom every day. Don't recommend it, okay? Right? So we always want to be clear and present in our moment. But there are purposes for doing psychedelics. It does help with therapeutic remedies. Okay, it does help with healing. That's a fact from the divine. Okay, so that's it. I'm not telling you to do shrooms all the time, but moderation, consistency, and moderation in neither one. Don't be a smoke pothead, whatever. And I'm not even going to say I wasn't, because I used to smoke all day, every day. So I turned something that technically is benign or just that's when the divine cared about it. Divine's like, okay, too much. It was too much. And that's before I had a connection. I wasn't hearing that, but I know that, I know that now in retrospect. But I fell more times than I can count when it comes to alcohol. And when I fell, I have to say, I fell flat. So to the point where I had to rebuild my life from scratch. Okay, so from reputation to job to finances. But I did it consistently over and over and over and over and over and over and over, no matter how many times I fell. And I'm not even going to say I've done it all gracefully, because sometimes I did it gracefully and sometimes I did it I was hurt, I was wounded, I was sick, right? Because you don't wake up out of an alcoholic coma and you're feeling good, No. You feel like shit. You feel like the devil in reverse, even. And it doesn't, when you're sobering up and when you're trying to get well, that's the hardest time, because that's when things are pulling at you the hardest. It's like, oh, come on, just take a drink and you'll feel better. You know, you will. And you will feel better. That's the truth. And we know this. If you're an addict, you know it. I'll feel better. But you know that when that feel better point is over, you're back to where you were. So stay strong in sobriety. If you're not sober, it's okay. And if you're seeing this and you're not sober, don't feel bad. Like, I'm not here to tell you that you're wrong for not being sober. You have your reasons, right? You have your wounding. You need to, you need to heal yourself. You need to love your fucking self. Okay, that's it. So let me take some shame from you. Okay. Release some shame today, because you're in this situation, or you were in this situation, and you've gotten past it, and you carry shame. We all carry shame for a multitude of reasons, as I said, like in my instances, and almost all of them. I self-destruct really, really well. Like, I don't just do it like, maybe I'll just lose my job. I'm like, nah, let me just obliterate my entire life. And I did time and time again. But what happens is that literally the people, places, and things in your life can project shame on you for having gone through the situation that you went through. And I want to reiterate that the situation that you went through, they're shaming you on. Now, what I'm not excusing, okay, so I want to delineate here. So I'm talking about the condition in and of itself. Some people have done things while drinking or drugging, like stealing or violence or that. And okay, so in terms of shame, that's a different conversation, right? That's having done something wrong outward to somebody else. In my personal falls, most of the destruction was inward. Okay, so there were a few instances where I said some things that I shouldn't have said to certain people, or I took actions I shouldn't have taken, that I've had to apologize for. And I did apologize. But most of the damage that was done was to me, just to me. But there was still a lot of shame projected on me for losing my job, for, then being dependent on people for rides. I had to go to court and I lost my license. That's embarrassing, right? And I had to go get something signed by my boss at work so I could drive to work. And like that presentation, that was terrible. Like, so, as you come up out of this dark, dark place, okay, and you're rebuilding your life, and that's when it's hardest. That's when it's really hard, because you've got nothing. You don't even believe in yourself. You don't. And you're like, I'm a fuck up. Like, and this is just what I have to do. Like, this is just it. Is life gonna just be like this? And what I'm here to tell you is no. Lose the fucking shame. This is your life, yours, okay? And you can do whatever the fuck you want with it. It's not about falling. Don't feel shame about falling. Stand up gracefully. Stand up on your own. Stand up on your own. If you have to rely on a few people to stand up, do that. But do it out of respect, and make sure there's reciprocation in what you're getting and giving. So if somebody lets you stay at their house, you respect their rules, you contribute to that home, you do everything in your power to get better while in their space, in their safe space, right? Respect it. Do your part. If people help you, you make sure you help them. Because there's not a lot of people out there who are willing to help those who fall. So if you've got them in your life, treat them right. Okay? Because not everybody has that. So if you've got that, keep it. Because if you don't, you're going to lose it. Okay, so now there's a lot of people out there who don't have that. Okay, so you're gonna have to, either way, you should be fully relying on yourself. period. You should always look to yourself for your own support, okay? And you should always look to the divine as well. The divine, if the divine knows, even if you don't have your direct connection to the divine, it's okay. He always hears you. And if you hold in your heart the truth that you want to get better, you know, and stop shaming yourself and turn that over to the divine and say, look, I want to get better. I don't want to feel like a failure every day, every time I try. You know, just ask for it, put it out into the universe, and it might not happen as immediately as you want it, but keep trying, and I guarantee you, God is going to show up for you. Just keep trying. Every day, get up, show him that you want to move in the right direction. And you are, not just want to, but your actions are reflecting the fact that you want to get better. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to get opportunities, okay? People, places, and things are going to line up for you. You don't have to believe me, but I'm telling the truth, okay? So understand that falling from an addiction is nothing to be ashamed of. Nothing at all. Because I take blame for picking up every drink. I am not going to project that onto anyone. Nobody. That's me. I picked up the drink. I drink it. Are there reasons behind that? Yes. But I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to take full responsibility for my own actions, regardless of what outside forces had influence on that, right? I grew up in an alcoholic household. I'm not blaming that. So I'm not going to go through the list of things that I've experienced, but I have a lot of quote unquote reasons to drink, right? Because we like to project and reasons as to why we drink. We drink because we hurt from all these things. That's why. And we hurt because we're human. We're supposed to hurt, you know, but part of getting hurt, okay, so before you pick up the drink, part of what you're feeling, part of getting hurt is your soul's way of telling you that you have something that you need to heal, something that you need to put to rest, okay? So don't pick up the drink. Figure out what it is that you need to put to rest and put to rest. And for a lot of us, and for me, it was the fact that I did not believe in myself. I didn't love myself. I didn't even find myself worthy of being sober. In fact, every time I reemerged, if you will, so foolish of me. And I never did it for me. I did it to prove to everybody around me, like, look, I'm worthy of being, I'm worthy of being your friend again. And now I can do stuff for you again. And now I can continue to not focus on me and develop me. And that's what I did every time, and every time I fell again. Because I didn't have some very basic knowledge. And it's insane that I did it over and over and over again, expecting something different. And that's the whole definition of sanity, or the insanity, as I say. But that's not the point. If you've succumbed to any kind of addiction, I'm here to tell you, like myself, you're a warrior. You're one of God's warriors, because let me tell you what an addiction does. It brings you to the deepest depths of your soul. A lot of times it brings you to the brink of death itself. It did me. Many times. Many. And what that does is when you get up, you connect to the divine, and you start to ascend. You can ascend above as far as you did below. Why? Because you've paid your dues. You've seen it. And what that does, as it did for me, it gave me the knowledge and the knowing to share this information with you, which I'm doing, which I've been called to do, because I have a very intimate connection with the divine. So people are airing my dirty laundry, right? They think I don't know, but that's fine. I do. And it's supposed to bother me. It is, but it doesn't. And it's because I'm stronger because of it. And I'm unshakable because I know what I know now. And I'm strong as fuck because when you see the depths of hell, when you are on the brink of death and you've got nothing and no one, and all you have is yourself to turn to, something happens. Something changes. And what I hope changes for you in that moment, or has changed, or is changing for you in this moment, is the realization that you just need to connect. That's it. So again, if you didn't do it after the last video, I'm gonna say this at the end of every video. After you hear this, okay? So in this, you don't even have to have an addiction or whatever the shame is. Okay, so let me like not just focus on addiction as shame. Let me not, because okay, hold on. Let me abuse. So there's all different types of abuse. There's emotional abuse, psychological abuse, there's verbal abuse, there's physical abuse. You know. There's even just something as simple as manipulation, right? Is that abuse? Yes, it is. So just so you know, manipulation, abuse. If you manipulate somebody, you're abusing them. Manipulation is lying. Anyway, so a lot of us are also victims of abuse in various ways. And I just got a distracting text, and it's honestly meant to stop my message. I know that. Interesting. But anyway, so I continue. So we're all subject to different types of abuse. And depending on what your form of abuse is, understand that your abuser is intending to take away your power. That's what it does. It shames you in one way or another, right? It actually instills shame in you, because even though you may not be, involved in the abuse, right? You received it, so you feel the energy of the abuse. You actually feel almost like, maybe I caused this, maybe I'm some part of this abuse, maybe I'm to blame, maybe I'm the bad guy. And understand that is purely to take your power away. And it's imperative in those situations that you take your power back and seek the help that you need. Talk to whoever you need to talk to about the abuse, right? Like, these are things that very personal, and you do need guidance through that. But let me say this, I'm not a psychiatrist. My suggestion is connect to the divine. So just, again, take the 5 minutes after this, talk to the divine, tell him what you're feeling, ask him to take the shame away, ask him to help you start to take the shame away. Like, let him know that you're ready to move down the road of healing. And again, show through your actions that you're ready to move through the motions of healing one way or another. Make progress, and he's going to start showing up. People, places, and things are going to start popping up, and they're going to be there to help you heal. And it doesn't all happen overnight, but open it up. Okay, so shame is just such a huge component about in terms of staying stuck in one place and never really ascending and not getting better and never really opening yourself up to being in a good enough place to even connect to the divine. Because when you're sick and things are going wrong, you don't even care. You're like, connection to the divine, like, what? I don't even know where I'm gonna go next. Like, I don't even know where I'm gonna eat next. Like, what's that gonna do? Well, start there. Okay. It'll help you. It will help you. And it's something that I wish somebody would have told me a long time ago, that I am my own best friend. I am my own best support. I am going to be the only one standing next to me at the end of the day. So I need to take care of myself. And I didn't even know, I'm not even joking when I say a year ago, I didn't even know I had the ability to connect to the divine. That's crazy. That's insane. And, you know, part of me just got angry about that. It did. It quickly went away, but, you know, I don't even want to call it anger. I just feel like, oh, I missed out on all this. But it was all divinely orchestrated, and it was all meant to happen as it happened. So that's why the anger just immediately went away. But still, I'm human, right? So I'm telling you now because, again, I wish somebody would have told me when I needed to hear it. So maybe this is something that you need to hear. Maybe you've been through abuse. Maybe you're in an abusive relationship. Maybe your parents are abusing you. Maybe somebody's sexually abusing you. Maybe you have a heroin addiction. Maybe an alcohol addiction. Maybe you have a porn addiction. Maybe you have, God, they come in all different types, right? Like, I've seen all different types of addictions. And really what those are is, you know, that's us just masking our wounding. It's really what it is. Because we don't want to deal with it. We don't want to heal it. We want to cover it up and just act like it's not there. And it's not, we can't do that, right? We heal so we can help others heal too. So, you know, it's not only a gift to yourself to go through the healing process and understand what it is that you're feeling, but then once you understand it and you get a hold of it yourself and you know how to work through it, when you see somebody else in that same situation, it's almost your duty to help them, right? Because you know how they feel. I know how a recovering addict feels getting up, the shame. I know exactly what it feels like. I know how terrible it feels like. I know how physically terrible you feel and how mentally terrible you feel, emotionally. And the hopelessness is just overwhelming. And in that, and from that, I'm bringing you just a little bit of information that will help you. Shame. Think about it differently. Own it. Not only own your actions, right? Because you did what you did, right? You fell into the hole, you fell on the ground, whatever. Who cares? If you fell, you have a scar, you get up, and the scar's there, and you're never going to lose it. Nobody can ever take that bit of knowledge away from you, that bit of experience that's made you stronger. Nobody can take it. It's yours. And it is a gift. So don't look at it as a burden. It's not a burden. It's a gift. So understand that and use it as such. Let go of the shame, because the shame does you no good. Again, you know, the more we love ourselves, the closer we can get to the divine. The divine made us as we are, even with all of our faults. He, you know, it's all in how you get up and just keep moving. That's it. It's all pretty simple. And it doesn't feel good to fall. And I don't encourage people to fall, right? You know, but that's not what this is about. This is about helping the ones who did fall or have fallen and maybe stood back up. And maybe you're standing now and you're seeing this message and you're inspired. But understand that if you are standing back up and you're in your, you know, I don't want to say in your power, but if you're feeling good about your sobriety, do something with it. Absolutely do something with it. If you're passionate about it, make a difference in somebody's life. Help one person, help a lot of people. But certainly continue to help yourself first. Just remember, keep your priorities first in your sobriety, because no matter how strong you stand in your sobriety, you just never want to be in a position where you can be knocked down again. So just make sure that you're always putting yourself first. You're taking care of your body physically. You're taking care of your mental. You're getting some physical activity in. You know, just make sure you're prioritizing yourself first before you go, you know, giving other people help. So they say fill up your cup of love first, and then, then give it out, right? But don't start giving it out before, you're fully ready to, right? And, and in sobriety, I've experienced this as well. I think that, I forget the term they use for it, but it's kind of like, I think they call it the pink clouds. So it's like when you're sober for like a week, you're like, yeah, wow, this is like life. I'm back to life. Like, I feel great. Like, everything's perfect again. And that's when a lot of people think they have full control over their addiction. And in such, they almost celebrate, and they end up going back to their addictions, ironically enough. And that's why it's this weird period of time where you've escaped your addiction or whatever it might be, or your mindset if it's abuse. And in that like kind of elation, that euphoric feeling, you then go back and celebrate, and then end up somehow getting yourself back into that loop. Now that's a kind of a test period for you. So enjoy that period of kind of elation, but understand that it's not time for celebration. It's time for dedication. It's time to dedicate to your sobriety and to your connection to the divine, and just keeping that strong so you can keep your sobriety. So that's really the message that I felt called to share today. Don't be afraid of your dirty laundry. Wash it. And if people see your dirty laundry, there's no shame in it. Show them that you get up with grace. Show them that you get up and you're determined. That's it. Fuck it. Who cares? Be strong. Be your fucking beast of a self. You've got things to do here like everybody else. You just happen to fall. I fell. I just don't plan on doing it again. And I really hope that if you're in that place, this brings you a little bit of hope in that. But stand up. Don't be ashamed. Air your own dirty laundry. Tell the truth. Stand in truth. Don't shy away from it. Yeah, that's what I went through. Yeah, I'm a warrior because I went through it. And take your power back. Own it. You'll be surprised what happens. And reignite your connection with the divine. Take 5 minutes after this. Say your piece. Say whatever it is. Keep me in my sobriety. Help me get sober. Help me get rid of the shame. Help me get rid of the demons that I carry around from this abuse. Help me give up the trust issues I have. Help me with whatever it is you need. But take 5 minutes after this video. Connect to the divine. I'm going to encourage that every time I talk. And I hope it brings blessings to your life. I hope it brings clarity and hope and the connection that we all so much desire, right? At the end of the day. And hopefully you get a little bit closer to that, right? And I want to help you heal. I want to help you find your true heart again. I want you to feel like the goal is let's all unconditionally love and forgive and just kind of let go of things, because holding on to all these things, all these regrets, the shame and the anger and the retaliation that we want to have, all that, we're the only ones holding on to it. Nobody else is. It's weighing us down. So we need to heal and let go of it so we can just be ourselves. We can be ourselves unencumbered. So just know that I'm sending you light, love, and healing today. Please take my advice. I truly care about each and every one of you who tune in. I feel your energy. And I wish nothing but the best for you and your path of healing. And if you are healed and if you're doing well and you're just hearing this message, then hi, I'm Jeff. I'm a healer. And I will be back with more messages as I get them, as I go through my day-to-day, things come to me. So, as I do, I'll just continue to share and I'll be obedient. And, just wishing you some healing. And I'm sure I'll talk to you soon. But in the meantime, take care of yourself. Know that you're loved by the divine. Know that you're loved by me, even. I know that sounds stupid. I don't know you, but I love you. And I'll see you soon. And just make the best of the moment now. Stand in your truth and own your dirty laundry. Take care.